Today we're gonna be smoking a brisket. Here's what you're gonna need: a pair of cotton gloves, nylon gloves, empty container for your seasoning, 8 tablespoons of water, a chef's knife, and a paring knife, half cup measuring, a temperature reader, paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, salt, Worcestershire sauce, and soy sauce. You're also gonna need a spray, beef stock, and honey mustard. Other things you might need is tinfoil to wrap it once it's reached 165, a bowl for your trimmings because we're gonna have to trim off some of the meat and fat, and that's it, just the whole thing. We're gonna start making the seasoning now in this container. It's gonna be a half cup of salt, right about half a cup. A whole cup of pepper. This is a 28 ground mesh pepper, so it's a little bit coarser, just to help make that mark on the brisket. And then we're gonna do another half cup, but this is gonna be garlic powder, or a little less than half a cup. And then a fourth of a cup of paprika. The paprika is mostly just for color, so yeah. I just fill this thing up halfway, just for a fourth of a cup because it's a half cup measurement. We're gonna put the lid on it. And then check it out. This is going to be our all-purpose seasoning for our brisket. And we're going to get started on trimming the brisket. This right here. Dominic, you have to cut all this shit out.
Nah, don't. For the vids.
Dominic's helping me record today.
Hello.
And so we're going to start with taking our brisket out of the packaging. Just going to make an X on top of the packaging to take the brisket out and keep all the liquids in. This is a 12-pound brisket. Right. Then we'll grab this, put it on the cutting board. And the table is clean. So I know the cutting board's a little small. Dominic! God dang it, Dominic. Alright. We're gonna start by taking off, this right here is called the decal fat. And this is the flat part of the brisket. This is the point. This part's more lean. This part's more fatty. We'll start by taking this down, just because it is a lot of fat. And you're just gonna make this more or less aerodynamic and even. My hands are washed, and I'm also wearing gloves, just for extra protection.
Protection?
Dominic, I'm gonna have to cut.
Okay, don't cut some of them out.
Alright. And I'm gonna trim most of the fat on this side right here. I'm gonna cut this piece off right here, just because that's gonna burn. Because we are cooking it for about 8 to 10 hours on the Traeger silver tin.
What? Wait, you ain't say that 8 to 10 hours?
Well, it's mostly just gonna be sitting there. I'm gonna be spraying it every hour or so.
Bro, so you're gonna stay up the whole night?
I'm gonna take some naps. Alright. We're gonna fast forward through this, and we'll come back to you guys when this is all trimmed up.
Alright.
The brisket's done now, so we're gonna take it off and put it into a metal chafer dish. That was my brisket recipe, and yeah.
Next up, the meat.
Alright, record. Just finished up trimming up the brisket. It's the meat side right here. This right here is the fat side. First, we're gonna start on the meat side. We'll put a little honey mustard as a binder, and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, just for that umami flavor. So
Ghost. Shadow Bueno.
Huh?
Shadow.
No, that's good.
That's good.
Yeah. Then
Got the sauce.
we'll shake this up real quick. Top on that. It's a big piece of meat, so it's very hard to over season. So we'll pat that in. Make sure everything gets absorbed. Then we'll hit the sides. It's only about 11 o'clock at night, day before our presentation. I'm making this fresh for y'all. We'll put it over to this side. Add some more mustard. And a little bit more of that Worcestershire sauce. And we'll rub it in. Make sure everything's nice and covered. And we'll hit it with seasoning. See that red color is from the paprika, so I like to add it. This is just a simple SPG, salt, pepper, garlic type of seasoning. All ready right now for this. We'll throw it on the smoker. Pick this up.
Oh shit.
Over here. I'm gonna open this one.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna set it flat side up. Shut that. Put up.
Oh.
Alright. We're gonna clean up real quick, and then we're gonna make the spray to spritz the meat. Now we're gonna make the spray so we can start spritzing our meat in about 2 hours because it needs to set a little bit before we spray it. It's gonna be about, I'm just gonna eyeball it. This is beef stock, all natural, straight from Kroger.
Kroger?
And then we're adding a little bit of soy sauce, some of that umami flavor. But make sure it's that reduced sodium because you don't want it too salty. And then we're adding some Worcestershire sauce. That just adds a nice depth of flavor to it. Not that much. Just about that. Now this is all eyeballing. But yeah. We'll wrap it up. Shake it up. We're gonna let this sit here until our meat sets. And then we are gonna go inside and cook this tallow, this fat into tallow so that we can put it on our meat when we wrap it up. When it hits 165. And we'll be back in about 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
So, I actually forgot a step. I'm gonna cut down the fat that we trimmed off the brisket, and we're gonna use it. We're gonna melt it down into tallow, which is rendered fat, beef fat, and we're gonna smoke it on the smoker with the brisket. So then, when the brisket is done, it will that will be rendered. So then we put it on top when we wrap it. There's also a couple meat parts in here. Those will just end up cooking down with the fat. It won't render off because it's meat, but it will add a depth of flavor to the fat. You want these pretty small, not super small, just so they can cook down pretty fast. That's pretty much fine. There we go. We're not gonna add any seasonings to it because we want it as meat flavored as possible. We're just gonna put this right up here. Make sure the pot is all metal because if it's plastic, it's gonna burn.
Next up.
It's been 2 hours. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Doing the first spritzing right now. gonna keep the meat nice and moist. Hit the sides too. Alright, be back in like 2 hours. 3 a.m. Second spread. It's been a couple hours since I've last sprayed the brisket, and it's hit 165. So we're gonna wrap it up in tin foil. There's 4 tablespoons of butter on the bottom, and then we're gonna put another 4 on top. This is why you need the cotton gloves underneath of your nylon gloves, just so you don't burn your hands when you remove the brisket from the smoker. And we add the other 4 on top. And we'll put it back on until it hits 203 degrees.